Tuesday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos Jr. made his way to Caloocan City where he was greeted by hundreds of supporters. Marlene Alcaide has the details.
Partido Federal ng Pilipinas presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos Jr. held a campaign caravan in Caloocan City yesterday. The caravan kicked off in South Caloocan, where Marcos Jr. and his team were greeted by plenty of supporters. Joining Marcos in the convoy was Caloocan City Mayor Oka Malapitan, who already expressed support for the former senator.
Ngayon lang tayo nagkaroon ng ganito kalaking political gatherings dito sa lungsod ng Caloocan. Ito'y hudyat, pagpapakita ng ating pagmamahal sa team ng Bongbong, Sara at mga senador.
But also seen during the caravan were supporters of Vice President Leni Robredo. While wearing pink, some supporters held signs saying "Never again" or "Unity is not a platform." Despite this, the campaign continued for Marcos Jr. In fact, the motorcade had to be cut short after extending beyond schedule. Past 2 in the afternoon, Marcos Jr. finally arrived in North Caloocan. There, he met up with running mate Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte and their Senate slate. Among those present were former Quezon City Mayor Herbert Bautista, former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, Deputy Speaker Rodante Marcoleta, former Defense Secretary Gilbert Chodoro, former Senator Jingo Estrada, and Attorney Larry Gadon. Also present was actor Robin Padilla. But as clarified by Marcos Jr. himself, Padilla is not part of the Uniteam Senate slate. During her speech, Mayor Sara thanked the people of Caloocan for supporting her father, President Rodrigo Duterte.
Ang bayad ng pamilya ay ako at ang aking pangako, naggagawin ko ang lahat sa aking trabaho upang meron tayong mapayapang pamumuhay dito sa ating bansa.
Marcos Jr. meanwhile laid down his plans for the country. This includes strengthening tourism, improving the country's internet speed, and lowering electricity rates. Marcos Jr. also reiterated his push for unity in the country.
Isinisigaw namin ang aming adhikain na magkaisa ulit ang sambayanang Pilipino.
For News 5, Marlene Alcaide, we are One News.
Despite COVID-19 restrictions, the Philippine Military Academy alumni homecoming pushed through in Baguio City. Ryan Ang has the report.
Three years since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, alumni of the PMA were finally able to gather at the Fort del Pilar in Baguio City for the traditional homecoming. But face-to-face transactions were still limited.
Limited lamang po yung makakatid physically, and yun nga po, record po yung antigen test sa mga physical attendees natin.
Around 800 participants signified their attendance, including members of the ruling class, PMA Maringal Class of 1988, led by National Police Chief Leonardo Carlos.
Very proud kaming PMA Maringal Class of 1988 dahil all major services ng Armed Forces and then the Philippine National Police, Coast Guard and the PDEA ay may mga PMA Maringal 88 na naging chief or head of these units.
The program began with the arrival honors for Defense Chief Delphin Lorenzana, followed by the parade. Those who have made outstanding contributions to nation building were also awarded during the event. One of the recipients of the Lifetime Achievement Award was presidential aspirant Senator Ping Lacson, while senatorial candidate retired General Guillermo Elazar received the Outstanding Achievement Award.
Ito'y nagpapatunay na talagang pag ikaw ay maglilingkod at magsasakripisyo, talagang ang iyong pinanggalingan ay ikaw ay marirecognize at ma-appreciate.
Lorenzana then led the outtaking of the PMA Alumni Association's new board of directors. Though not physically present, President Duterte delivered a short message through a taped video.
I am certain that every batch has a great achievement to be proud of, for which I commend you. May you enjoy this rare occasion and derive from it a renewed sense of patriotism and passion to serve.
The PMA homecoming ended with the singing of the PMA Alma Mater song. For News 5, Ryan Ang, We Are One News.
Meanwhile, the Health Department is hoping for due process in the case versus red tag community Doctor Natividad Castro. In a statement, the DOH reminded authorities to follow due process in the kidnapping and serious illegal detention cases against the human rights worker. Recently, Castro had reportedly been put under the custody of the police in Agusan del Sur after being accused of kidnapping a member of the Civilian Armed Force Geographical Unit Active Auxiliary. Now, the DOH stressed that the contribution of health workers, especially those who chose to work with the underserved, are immeasurable. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Here are some of the biggest stories we're following across the nation. 4 of the 6 overseas Filipino workers who asked to be repatriated from Ukraine arrived Friday night, while the remaining 2 are expected to arrive later this week. According to the Foreign Affairs Department, some 380 Filipinos are currently in Ukraine. The Philippine Embassy in Poland also remains in touch with the OFWs in the country. 2 members of the Moro National Liberation Front, or MNLF, were killed in a clash with Moro Islamic Liberation Front, or MILF, members in North Cotabato on Friday. The 2 groups are locked in territorial disputes, according to the local officials and municipal police. The rival groups were reportedly armed with assault rifles and 40mm grenade launchers during the encounter in Sitio Buguak in Barangay Caloocan. Police has filed criminal cases against 22 suspects in the February 12 ambush in Maguindanao. The ambush in Gindulungan left 10 dead and hurt 3 others. Police spokesperson Castillo Lagiop Jr. says among those charged with multiple murder and frustrated murder were Jordan Lintan Mama and his son Morshid. The 2 allegedly masterminded the carnage and led a big group heavily armed men to carry out the ambush. Now, one circus company finds a more ethical way to entertain. Instead of using real animals in their shows, French circus Le Eco Cirque now employs holograms. Let's watch this.
We are the first traditional circus family to stop using all kinds of animals. No more horses, no more dogs, no more nothing. Just a real ethical show.
Traditional circuses need to evolve. Here in France, it was really a big need.
Hi, my name is Sandrine Bouglione.
Yeah, and I am André-Joseph Bouglione.
And we are circus performers. Our circus is different because we are trying to reduce our impact on the planet. We don't own trucks. All the lights are without CO2. And we don't use animals at all on the show. We only use holographic animals and performers and live music. We're trying to make a rock and roll circus, but rock and roll circus with an ethical concept. We felt At the time we created the show, that we needed to do something spectacular. We have holographic captures, so we are able to have different scenes on the show. We can go to the moon, go underneath the water, we can travel into space and into the forest. And
It's a travel.
It's a travel, it's a journey. It was very complicated to have holograms on the show, actually. We worked with 2 different studios to get to where we wanted to go. Because being a circus, we have like a 360-degree vision for our clients. It was 2 years' work to get to this result. We were born in this career, actually. I am a 4th generation of animal trainer. My dad and my grandfather were animal trainers, and Andre Joseph's family as well. He was the 6th generation of animal trainer. We're not at ease of having animals captive just to give shows to children. It was very difficult for our families and friends and our colleagues to accept that we want to change. We want to keep being circus performers. We want to keep giving shows, but not using animals. So I don't feel like we've taken anything out of it. We're just bringing something into it, actually. There are so many talents, incredible talents, musics and comedians and acrobatic talents that the shows are great. Circuses in France has a history of over 250 years, and kids today are very worried about their future. So we think that circuses today need to evolve into a new era, a new generation, and be more ethical and make a good show.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 10:15 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.